Hello, my name is Keegan Schmicker. I'm the Executive Director for the Tipton County Chamber of Commerce, and today we're going to be talking about statistics. I know, exciting. So these statistics were actually brought to our attention by RACI, which is the Realtors Association of Central Indiana, and Amy Pate there was kind enough to share them with me. And the statistics were pretty comprehensive and detailed a lot of things about Tipton County. And some of those were good statistics, some of those were okay statistics, and some of them were not so great. So I first want to start off with some good news, and that would be the unemployment rate for Tipton County. Though higher, obviously, since the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, I think we started around 2% unemployment rate, which was probably one of the lowest in the state of Indiana, and was certainly lower than the state and national average, which is a great indication of Tipton County. And I believe when I pulled statistics back in earlier in the year, Tipton County was also ranked one of the highest counties in the state of Indiana for labor force participation, which means we had more people within this community as a percentage that were participating in the labor force than other counties in the state of Indiana, which again is another great indication of the health of Tipton County and those who are participating and active in the workforce. So we jump to today. We've experienced COVID-19 and the fluctuation that's had on business. And the good news is Tipton County has been able to weather that fairly well, certainly comparatively. So our unemployment rate is now 4.6%. And as we reflect that based compared to the state average, which is now 6.5%, Tipton County is again lower than the state average. And right now we're nearly 2 points lower, which is really great. And I think in total, Tipton County has lost, due to COVID-19, roughly 300 jobs, which is a big deal. I don't want to give the impression like that's inconsequential. That is certainly concerning that we have 300 individuals who are now out of a job or searching for a job. So, but comparatively speaking, compared to other communities within the state and nationally, Tipton County has weathered that pretty well, and that's a great indication of Tipton County. So now we move into some statistics that were more concerning. And again, the conversation here is not to highlight these as a way to say, oh, poor me, woe is me kind of mentality. This is really to bring this to your attention so we can begin to make some decisions, implement some ideas and initiatives that help curb or help us to make progress on these statistics. And I just happen to be a believer that it's with this transparent communication we begin to have that discussion and then be able to generate those ideas. So the first one I want to bring to your attention is the average household income. And I'll be reading the statistics that are highlighted in yellow because the color scheme's a little tough for you guys to read, I'm sure, on the screen. But as we just look at the graphs, we can see that Tipton County is lagging behind in average household income as compared to the state and national average. Now, again, comments could be made, a rebuttal could be made about Tipton County's lower cost of living, and certainly those would be accepted, but it's still a concern because especially when we look at the growth, the projected growth of these household incomes as compared to the 2019 statistics, and I'll just read these for you as we start with Tipton County here. Its projection in 2024 is projected to be $74,000. The Indiana projections are said to be $85,600, and the national is nearly $100,000, so it's $99,600. The concern here is both Indiana and the national average are projected to experience growth of 14% in that time frame. And Tipton County is projected to have growth of 11%. So the concern here is that if you compound that 3% over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, there becomes this challenge, this big discrepancy where folks in Tipton County are earning a lot less than those in the neighboring communities. And what that's going to mean is that folks who live in Tipton County are going to seek those workforce opportunities outside of Tipton County. So again, just want to communicate with you these statistics. There is no easy answer for this. Certainly, someone could suggest, so certainly you just need to be paying people a higher wage. And while that could be true, the challenge, there's many challenges that come with that. So we recognize that it's not an easy solution here. As a Chamber of Commerce, our duty and our responsibility is to that business community to make sure that we're creating that environment to make them successful. So we're hoping that this just creates some dialogue so we can work with you as a business owner, as an employer, to figure out ways to help you, enable you to be more successful, because we believe with that success enables you to offer competitive wages to your workforce. The next statistic is the average disposable income. And again, just from a 30,000 foot view, we can see that Tipton County is lagging behind Indiana in the U.S., the national average. And this, again, is concerning because specifically with that disposable income, that is the money that's going to attract new business to a community. So we often wonder, why don't we have the nice sit-down restaurant, or why don't we have the brewery in this community, or the coffee shops and this, that, and the other, and this is a reflection of that. It's not the only reason. I don't want to suggest that, but certainly when you have a disposable income that's lower than the state national average, that does become a bit concerning. So now, why do we care? In the why we care is because these are going to be economic indicators of any community, and these are the statistics that folks are going to use when making a judgment on whether to relocate a business or open a business, start a business in Tipton County. And these statistics are available to anybody. These aren't necessarily proprietary. So to believe that the sharing this information is going to have negative consequences for the community would be baseless, given the fact that they're so accessible to people. So really, the why we care is because we need to begin to implement projects, ideas, and solutions to help impact these in a positive way. As a community leader, it's our greatest duty to the residents of this community that we need to be seeking wealth building opportunities for everyone. And if we do that, we can begin to have a positive impact on these statistics, and therefore have the consequence to doing that is that we're going to have a more prosperous community. And I think we can all agree that would be in all of our best interest. So if you do want to have further conversation about this, I would certainly welcome that. And right here you can see my contact information. You can reach me by email or phone, and I'd be more than happy to continue this conversation with you to figure out how do we begin to identify those solutions to be more successful as a community. Again, my name is Keegan Schmicker. I'm the Executive Director for the Tipton County Chamber of Commerce, and I thank you for your attention.